here at day 2 of Realcomm 2019. I'm delighted to have my next guest, Brian Bailard, the EVP of ARC Document Solutions. Brian, thank you for being here.
Nice to see you.
Good to see you as well. Tell us a little bit about what's going on with ARC. Tell us what's new and what you're bringing to the show.
Yeah, it's a very exciting show, particularly smart buildings, a lot of the innovations we're seeing, more data, more real-time data, processing engines, alerts. But here's what's interesting. For every smart building, there are 100 old existing buildings.
Right.
So think about a property manager managing their portfolio, a corporate owner. There's a number of Fortune 500 companies here. So if you're responsible for 100 buildings, one is smart, 99% of your responsibility operationally are older buildings.
Right.
There's got to be a way to make those smarter, and that's
Sure.
what ARC Facilities does.
Okay.
And so we bring an app to the facility operations and maintenance teams.
Great. Now, are we going to get to demo the app? Is that what?
I think this is scrolling in the background.
Terrific.
We have a booth nearby, and we would be happy to show
Sure.
everybody.
Well, tell us a little bit more about some of the success you've been having with ARC Solutions.
Sure. I think the breakthrough from us came when we launched a true app. So think about it. A lot of the people here are engineering trained, management level people. But when you really get into the operations of a business, you have people wearing boots and helmets, and they're getting work done.
Yeah.
And ask the IT crowd, do they love technology? Not really.
No.
Okay, but what about apps?
Yeah.
You know, every one of those people is an expert on their mobile phone, like any teenager some of us might have.
Sure.
Are they checking the weather? Are they watching movies? Are they getting driving instructions from Google Maps? Are they getting a ride with Uber? So there is more knowledge about how to use apps. And the interesting thing about apps, they're fun, they're easy, and they're powerful.
Yeah.
And then we'll go to a room full of people and say, what apps are you using for your job? And the room will be silent. And so what if you had an app? And so that's what we're bringing to the table. So think about maintaining buildings. It's all about the uptime of all the equipment, right?
Yeah.
30% of the time that the maintenance and operations team spends in a day or a week is chasing down information. Now think about that. What are we in, 2019? So do you know that Google searches 30 trillion web pages to bring us our search results in a second? You know, when we're looking for a product on Amazon, 20 million products, and in a couple of seconds they bring us what they want. And even in Uber, you know, you leave the conference and you get a ride.
Yeah.
You know they're looking at 3 million drivers, and in 5 seconds they can find the drivers near us. So the world has moved in a direction, but facility ops and maintenance has been left behind.
Sure.
And this is something else interesting. Is there a more mobile team than the operations staff? They're never at their desk. They're always out in the field.
Right.
So if there's anybody that needs something capable on mobile, it would be that team.
What has been the response?
Response is fantastic.
Really?
So we're growing incredibly fast. I think people see it and want it. They try it. We've never failed a pilot or lost a customer. I think it's growing extremely well. And like I said, I think if you can solve the ease of use, you really have it nailed.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, there's a fear of things that will make me look dumb, that'll be hard for me.
Right.
But as soon as you put it on a mobile phone, and as soon as you design it like Apple does or Android does, you don't teach anybody. They already know how to use it. And that's been our real breakthrough. So number one, we really focus on the technicians and helping them have a better day.
And what about the data nerds, the technicians who used to love to get in and really get into the minutia of things? An app apps are made to kind of give you these big picture graphs and charts. Can it get as granular as some might like?
Yeah, absolutely. It's funny you bring that up. So the data nerds, do you know what their dependency is? It's on everybody else to enter and manipulate the data. Without the data, they can't do anything.
Right.
So what we have really nailed is the usability of a wide group of people. Absolutely, back-end database, back-end analysis, open APIs, integration, really the sky's the limit. And that may be one other thing. I'm incredibly impressed with the smart building technology is here, and it's increasingly interoperable. You know, now you jump through this chasm into the facility world and you enter the dark ages. And there's so many platforms from the 80s and 90s and early 2000s that don't work together.
Yeah.
So I think the secret is easy to use and an open system where you play nice with everything else that organization wants to do.
Yeah, open is here to stay. That's
right.
for sure. Why, with all of the solutions available, why are people coming to Arc? Why are they flooding to this? What is the secret sauce that you seem to be offering?
So I'd say two things. When you think of what information the technician needs, all the as-builts, but organized, all of my equipment information, all my notes and everything else, okay? Start with that first equation. 99 buildings have decades of paper as-builts, paper closeouts, and it's even a mix, a little bit of paper, a little bit of digital.
Yeah.
Our parent company is the largest printer and scanner of building documents in the world. So at 200 locations all over the world, we can walk in and say, you don't have to do a thing for us to be ready. Just let us pick up your information, paper or digital, and give us a little bit of time, and we're going to bring it back on your iPad.
Blueprints?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, and that's, and it's interesting, as-builts have renovations. Take a typical building, you're never stopping your operation.
Right.
So our proprietary technology allows us to read the contents of as-builts and plans. So we know what they are, which means we can overlay the renovations in the right space. So once you're on the platform, every change for the future of the building is included at no charge.
Really?
Yeah.
And I'm assuming that the cost of scanning and the entrance of that is also somewhat discounted because you're coming on board into the ecosystem?
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Yeah.
So it's the vast majority of it is just included in the platform. So
wow.
It's easy to pilot, it's easy to trial. We make your paper horror show go away, and we give you something that will protect your information forever and ever.
That's an incredible value. Also, as you mentioned, how it can overlay. Are the scans searchable? Can they be text searchable?
Absolutely.
So OCR as well.
So
wow.
The title blocks of plans, auto hyperlinking the call-outs. So again, now think, so put that in your head and think about how people use a phone.
Yeah.
They pinch, they swipe, they tap.
Yeah.
So plans you can expand. They're super visible on mobile devices. You can click on a call out. You can click on a title block. It's pretty amazing. And
if there's a, from your job what objections people have. They think, oh, that sounds good, and then they go, but we can't. What would you say to those people?
Try it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, and actually we've adapted our model just to make it easy for people to try.
Yeah.
So, once you tried a smartphone, did you ever go back to the BlackBerry? You didn't. Because the phone changes the way you do things.
Yeah.
So on the business model side, if we can make it easy for somebody to try it,
yeah,
we've never failed a pilot, we've never lost a customer. So once they use it, they see the value, CFOs like it, heads of portfolios like it. It's been a nice ride for us.
Brian, I'm going to ask you last question. Where are you on the floor? Where are you guys geographically? And how can people get in touch with you online?
We are right under the 1400, 1500 sign over there, from this booth over towards the left.
And what city are you guys located in generally?
Headquarters is in Silicon Valley. We're a technology company, but we've got 200 locations in North America and others around the world.
And if people want to find you online and get involved with ARC and maybe try it for their own company?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So www.e-arc.com. Come by the booth and we'll get you everything you need.
Any other thoughts before we finish up?
Oh, we really appreciate all that you do here. It is very exciting to be